what got me to where I am and where I continue to go and where I will continue to go is an insane work ethic.
Yes.
And it's an insane work ethic that you can only put in that amount of work if you were doing something that you are passionate about. And that's what I have engaged my entire life's work in, things that I am passionate about.
Yes.
You cannot fully commit to something if you are not passionate about it. So you must look at your surroundings, at the things you are involved in, and ask yourself, are you truly passionate about these things? Do you truly want to put every ounce of your being into these things? And I am blessed, truly blessed by something. I am not sure what it is, but I am blessed that I was able to find my passion, the fight game, the whiskey game, the fashion game, the fitness game.
Yes.
These are my true passions, and I am going down these avenues that these avenues that the fight game has opened up for me. I'm going down them at 100 mile an hour with no brakes and full confidence in what lies ahead, and great things are happening. You use your power not to boss, like I have been thinking we should use our power to lead,
yes,
never to boss. And that's
yes,
what I'm trying to do with my people around, to lead and grow and let's see what the next 30 years will bring, because
yes,
I've no doubt it will be more amazing historical things.
I'm sure. Wow. Where did the hell does this confidence come from? I mean, tell us about the earliest days. There had to be a time when you didn't have it, and where did it shift? Because I know you, like me, like so many people have taught, you have a process of visualizing and conditioning the mind and training yourself. But tell us what it was like in the early days growing up. What was your life like?
Tony, I'm not supposed to be here. Where I come from, it's it's on my whiskey proper number 12. I come from a place, Dublin 12. It is a hard-working town, a small little suburb. It has its good and it has plenty of bad, but I always like to focus on the good because the good shines through. But where I come from, we're not supposed to climb to these heights. We're told that. It's instilled in us. And I wanted to break that mold and pave the way, open up paths. And that's what I'm doing, and I'm happy and honored for it. And you know...
When did it shift for you, though? Were you always like that? Or was there a stage when you started to say, I'm going to create my fucking life? I mean, when we're going to be a plumber, I'm sure, like I heard you were working 12-hour days, like driving 2 hours one way.
Yeah, you know.
Tell us about those humble beginnings that gives, because everybody knows what you're like today, and then how'd you make that transition, brother?
You know, like driving on them towards them building sites, and I'm just a young kid. I'm a first year apprentice plumber on a building site. They're the guy that goes to make the tea. They're the guy that goes and gets the copper pipes from the storehouse and carries it up. It's the hard work that's not respected and not admired or not, you know. So I was on them building sites, cold and damp, and I was like looking around at the fully qualified people on the site and their postures not right, and they're, you know, that was not me. You know, I knew I could do something better. I knew I had something in me. I just wasn't sure even what it was. Obviously I was training for the fight game, but no one in Ireland had made it in the fight game. The fight game, an Irish man in the UFC was literally, and I mean literally, laughed at. We were laughed at. I was laughed at when I said we were going to get to the UFC. Myself and my team were going to get to the UFC. Never mind get a win. Never mind even get a win in the UFC. Then win a belt. Then win the second belt. You know, I've continually climbed. But I've just used all that fuel that I'm not supposed to do it, but I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna outwork everyone that says I cannot do it. And that's what I did, and that's how I rose up, and long may it continue.
How do you create this shit? How did you do it? Because you were telling people we showed a little video of you when you were just a young kid. This is what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to be.
Yeah. You know, my family is a great family. I have a loving family. My mother, my father, my two sisters. But my lineage, the McGregor lineage, we are bled on the battlefield. You can trace my lineage back to the Highlands where we fought invaders off of our land with our family sword, the claymore. I saw the sword in your office just earlier, and I was wondering where that sword was from. I have my family sword. It's a claymore. It's wrapped in sheepskin, and I have it hanging on the banisters of my stairs just to remind me of where I come from and who I am. We are warriors. We are fighters. To keep positive and have belief in where you're going, and you're able to, you can almost visually create your entire world. No, not almost. You actually can.
Yes.
You can. And then I was like, I'm going to do that, and I will do that. And then that's when I began to practice it.
So you visualize it,
I visualize
it, you feel it, you tell everybody.
I tell everyone. I think that's a very important thing. It's easy for us to keep it all in, but you're not on the line then. All in is a term I like to use in my ventures. All in. We've got to be all in on our ventures.
Yeah.
I am all in on my whiskey. I'm all in on my clothing, my fitness regime, the McGregor Fast program. I am all in on the fight game. I just want my worth. You know, there's a lot of politics in the game. The fight game is full of sharks, but I'm the fucking whale. But you know what? Nothing external can defeat the internal. The only thing that can take someone down or break you down is internal. Nothing external is strong enough. It's just about making sure your internal dialogue and your internal belief in yourself is strong enough that it can withstand the external. Yes. The external is there. Yes. You've got to accept it. You've got to embrace it. You've got to understand it and be aware of it. But don't let it seep into your internal dialogue. I switched off of that now. It's like I realized I was spending things on material items and not things on myself, on my being, on my fitness, on my health. I've switched that completely. Like I said, my nutritionist travels with me full time. My doctors, my training partners, my coaches. Yeah. I have a full team, and it's all for health, fitness, and peak performance. We've got to be in shape. I think a trait of the successful is to train early, wake up and train early. You've got to be successful, or you've got to be in shape.
Yes.
To be, you've got to be in shape physically to be in shape mentally. Yes. They go hand in hand. Yes. So I'm putting a lot more time into that. I was not necessarily a tough grown up, but I was a hard worker, and I was you know what? I was smart. That's what I was. And wits beat toughness any day of the week. That's awesome. Twice on Sunday. So I knew what I needed to do. I needed to learn combat sport. I needed to learn martial arts, gain confidence in surroundings, and then rise up. And that's what I done.
And your psychological warfare, where you torture these motherfuckers. Tell me about that. Did that evolve? Was that a marketing piece for you too, or does it really feel like you penetrate their mind and fuck with them? What is your mindset about? No,
I simply, coming up, I look at, it's not trash talk to me, although it has in a way become that.
What is it really for you?
I look at the opponent. I look, you know yourself to know others. That's a Bruce Lee quote. If you truly know yourself, you can know others. So I know what way I feel. I know what way that man feels. I know what I can say to push his buttons. I know what he's thinking. I know what he's afraid of. I know his worries, and I put them under the spotlight. I put them out there. Yeah. I get them thinking about it.
You've become this fucking amazing entrepreneur. You're an unbelievable fighter. You know how to get everybody to want to watch. You know how to play psychological warfare. You know how to win. You know how to be humble in defeat and learn and come back and kick it, and nothing stops you. But tell me about the entrepreneur side. Like, where's that coming from for you? And tell us a little about your Irish whiskey and what it means to you, because I know the name itself has a deep meaning for you.
Yeah, well, my whiskey Proper 12, we have had an unprecedented launch. It has gone to exactly where I knew it would go. We ran out of stock. We had a certain amount of liquid, and it was like supposed to do us for the year. I was like, that's not going to do us for the year. I had to ruffle a few feathers and make it happen, and we made it happen. But the launch itself has been unprecedented. Whiskey, Irish whiskey. Growing up, my grandfather would always, he was, in Ireland we have master distillers and master drinkers. My grandfather was a master drinker, and he would always instill pride in me of Irish whiskey, that we as Irishmen and Irish people are the world champions at creating this liquid. George Bernard Shaw said, whiskey is liquid sunshine. And I believe him. It truly, truly is. You've got to respect it though, no doubt. You've got to respect the liquid. But I came up with pride in my nation that we were the greatest whiskey makers, the world champions of whiskey. And Jameson has been the untested king of Irish whiskey until now. We've burst onto the scene. I brought new demographics with me. The young, and then the old whiskey drinkers, they're trying it as well. And we're continuing to grow the brand and also grow the blend. It's currently a 4-year age liquid that we are aging in our barrels. We're going to experiment, put the liquid in different barrels. Wait till it gets to 6 years, 8 years, 12 years. When I first entered the whiskey business, the business itself, I used to, after each fight, I used to have a tradition with Mr. Lorenzo Fertitta, the former owner of the UFC. We would toast a whiskey after every fight, and it became synonymous in the fight game. And at that time, I started getting approached by whiskey companies to do adverts and things like that. I was like, no, I'm going to go in onto that field with the
So
shovel
where
myself.
does that come from that you want your own whiskey company as opposed like most guys would be having to do an endorsement?
Because
like you want
my
control of it,
grandfather, it was instilled in me. It was instilled in me. Never, you know, we are the world champions. I can do this. If they can do it, I can do it. And I want to learn about it, study about it, and that's it. I have acreage now where we have crops of barley. Barley is the main ingredient in my proper 12 in my whiskey. We take the barley and we bring it down to the distillery in Antrim. Antrim's a lovely area of Ireland, on the island of Ireland. The finest spring water, the beautiful soil. It's a 77-acre plot of land. It's the oldest whiskey distillery on the land. We sourced that like it was a dream to get that distillery and have that distillery create the whiskey, create it there. And we've created an amazing liquid. We are dominating Jameson in the sales category as we speak. So let's keep going, and that's it. I'm only at the beginning.
Awesome. You know, most people, you know, you get so much press for Notorious, which is great. It's part of your brand. But you're a fucking giver, man. That's one of the reasons I wanted to meet you, too, because I know you're the real fucking thing. Tell us, what's the essence of what makes that success happen?
The same essence in any hard work. In any success, it's hard work.
Yeah.
That's it. Hard fucking work. You put it in, you believe in it, you will succeed. And that's it. I am living proof. If you want to look at a man who has clawed his way, fought with every ounce of his being to get to where he is, you're looking at him right here. So that's what I have done.
That's beautiful.